Welcome to this episode of the Sports Detective Podcast Show. My name is James Williams, and today, is it time to give up on Shedeur Sanders as an NFL quarterback? What are we talking about? Well, earlier this week, Shedeur Sanders was caught speeding and going 102 miles per hour. I believe it was like 40 miles per hour over the speed limit. This is the second time that he got a speeding ticket this month. He has since apologized for it, but this caused a lot of people in the sports media cycle to say, hey, what does this mean about Shedeur Sanders as an NFL quarterback? Should we start viewing him differently with some of this off-field behavior? And one of those people was Colin Cowherd, who has been a big supporter of Shedeur Sanders in the past. He at one point flirted with him being the number one overall pick during last year's college football season. He, I can't remember the team that he proposed should do this trade, but he said that the Steelers should give up like TJ Watt and a bunch of picks to trade up for Shedeur Sanders in the draft. But since the draft, Colin has kind of changed his tune on this guy. And now, after these speeding ticket violations, Colin Cowherd has finally turned on Shedeur Sanders, and he is out on him as being a successful NFL quarterback. So let's go ahead and listen to Cowherd's reasoning, and then I'll react to it after. It's also an FYI, too, as you guys know, if you've been following this channel. Fox are copyright sharks, so you won't be able to see the video here of Colin talking. I'll edit a picture over it, but you guys will still get the gist of it. So let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
So yesterday, Shedeur Sanders got caught speeding over 100 miles an hour. He's a quarterback. Mike Tomlin often says 2 is a trend. Can't screw up 3 or 4 times. 2 is a trend. Just 2 times. I'm not sure if I need 2 times when you're a young quarterback. 1 bad judgment turns me off. But I have now, in the last couple of months, 2 things that really turn me off with Shedeur Sanders, who I have championed. That cringy, awful, legendary draft room. Bro, you're a B prospect. You know, your dad's prime time, who led with his ego for years. You got to have a little self-awareness. I had more than one GM say, total turnoff. Come on, it's not the end of the world. It's a bad look. And now this. 100 miles an hour. Yep. All you fanboys, go ahead. Manziel, Baker, Deshaun Watson, defended it to the hilt on your Reddit account. Sorry. Don't minimize it. Don't pander. This is not good for a quarterback. Not good. As of today, and I've said this for years, I do not cling to opinions. New information, new opinion. I'm an airline pilot. We got a storm coming. Here's the latest radar. I'm changing my route, not flying headfirst into it. I don't think about him the same. There was a moment I thought Will Levis, about 4 months out from the draft, had a chance. And I turned on Will Levis when he started showing up like a bodybuilder, gun show. And I had 2 NFL coaches, both needing quarterbacks, who text me. Got my number and text me. They're like, this is the exact conversation we are having in our building right now. 2 NFL coaches, head coaches. They're like, bro, we're laughing watching this. It matters. New information. Legendary. 100 miles an hour. Judgment is 50% of being a quarterback. When you fall to 144 in the draft and then try to match that number behind the wheel of a car, yeah, I don't think the same. You ignored signs with Manziel and Baker. And apparently, based on the traffic violation, Shedeur was avoiding some signs too. The ones that say stop. I feel differently today. I'm not as high on him. I'm not sure he's mature enough. I have to like Kenny Pickett.
So if you've been listening to Colin Cowherd ever talk about NFL quarterbacks and which ones he likes and which ones he doesn't like, he judges them a lot based off of character and their actions and how they present themselves. And in a way, that is a good thing. You do want your, I think you'd probably want this for almost every one of your players on your team or your coaches. You want them to be good citizens. You want them to be, obeying the law. You don't want any of them speeding. You want them to say all, quote unquote, all the right things and to, be role models and to be examples for everybody else. And that's just the thing that Colin has always been big on. The problem with that is sometimes we get fooled. You can get fooled by a person's personality or how they perceive themselves or how they present themselves to you. You can get fooled by that. The other part where that's also wrong is we've had a lot of like scumbags in the NFL that have played quarterback and that have been very, very successful at the quarterback position and have been very, just successful and are Hall of Famers, but are kind of scumbags off the field. You might be able to know which ones I'm talking about. Another thing too, Lamar Jackson in his, I believe it's his second year, he posted a video of him speeding, going 105 miles per hour without wearing a seatbelt. He apologized for that, but that also wasn't a bad look at that time. So I'm not really too concerned about, Shedeur Sanders speeding here. If it becomes like obviously he shouldn't do it. I think the fact that this became a news story this week is, in a way, it's not a good thing, but it's probably humiliating. And hopefully he's like, hey, I need to be more careful about this stuff. I can't be, because I think too, if he was going like, let's say 87 miles per hour instead of 102, I don't know if this is a story, because you could still get a speeding ticket for going 87 instead of 100. It's the fact that he hit triple digits that is kind of the alarming part here. And obviously he shouldn't be doing that. But to Colin's point here, and just to Shedeur Sanders as a future NFL quarterback or present NFL quarterback, in the grand scheme of things, you can't afford to be doing stuff like this when you're in his position. You can't afford to be messing around. You are on a short leash. If you don't make this work in Cleveland, you're probably not going to get a second chance, dude. You are not going to get a second chance. And hey, you actually have a decent opportunity here in Cleveland. You have an opportunity to go out and win the starting job, or even if Joe Flacco starts for 2 weeks, you could be the backup and you could be the guy that comes in after that. Kevin Stefanski has had a lot of success in the past with, kind of like accurate quarterbacks that maybe don't have the biggest cannon for an arm, but are just accurate and, just play in the system. Shedeur Sanders fits that perfectly. So you have an actual opportunity here to make your name as an NFL quarterback. But dude, you fell in the 5th round because of how you presented yourself. You fell to the 5th round because your talent couldn't back up your talk. Like, if you really want to go through Colorado's schedule last year, guys, I know I've been a big proponent of Shedeur. I've talked about how much I liked him as a quarterback prospect, but Colorado's schedule kind of sucked last year. It really kind of sucked last year, and I think that made him look really, really good. He had the Heisman Trophy winner that he was throwing to every single week. That kind of made him look really, really good last year. And you just can't afford to screw up like this. You are on a short leash. Colin compared Baker and Johnny Manziel there. Baker got another chance. Where did he sign first? He signed with Carolina. That didn't work. Then he goes to the Rams. That didn't last long. And then he got another chance at Tampa. Shedeur's not going to get another chance. He is not going to get another chance. All these other teams that, if they really liked him or they wanted to take a swing on him or they wanted to give him a chance, all of them had 5 rounds to do it. All of them, a lot of these teams too, had multiple picks to do it, had double-digit picks to do it. And they didn't. You can't afford to be screwing up like this. People are looking for reasons not to draft you, to not sign you, to dock your pay in your next contract negotiation. They are looking for reasons for that. And you're just giving them little bits of breadcrumbs here. Again, I really don't care about it, but you can't be acting up. You can't be doing stuff where we're talking about, you can't be a distraction. This is why you fell. There are other quarterbacks that are all around that got drafted in this cycle. Shedeur Sanders is going to be treated differently because of who his dad is, because of the Amazon show, because of how big of a name he is, because of his jersey being retired in Boulder. Like, you were going to be treated to a different standard. And the reason that teams were scared off of you is because they're worried about off-field distractions. And you're making them feel validated right now with that stuff, right? So, hey, man, go the speed limit. You're going to speed, don't go over like 15 over the speed limit. Don't go over that. You go over that, then you're just begging to get caught. 102, man. 102. I wonder what car he drove. I mean, like, I was trying to speed in my truck. I wasn't trying to speed, but I was trying to, like, ramp it up to get on the interstate. My truck was acceleration ain't that good on that bad boy anymore. But he's probably got a way, way nicer car than me. It's probably worth more than anything I own combined. So, yeah, man, don't speed, kids. Don't speed. Wear your seatbelt. Use your blinkers. Check your mirrors. And, yeah, you'll be fine. All right, that's going to do it for this episode here today. If you liked it, hit like, hit subscribe. Make sure you check out other videos on the Sports Detective Podcast channel page. Make sure you leave a comment what you thought about the video, other topics you think I should be talking about on this channel, other just ideas. We're going to start getting into football interview season, preseason interview stuff in the next few weeks. If you want a team for me to talk about, leave that in the comments. We'll try and find someone that we can interview. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. We'll talk to you next time.